my name's Allie. Today I'm going to be doing a GI series on our patient today, Henry the horse. He's a little stuffed animal guy today because we don't have an actual patient. Some of the indications as to why we would go ahead and do a GI series would be if we had a patient that had vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, an abdominal mass, pain in the abdomen, if we thought they had a foreign body, or if we had to check for abdominal trauma. Some of the contraindications would be if we had a distended abdomen, or if we had esophagus trauma or esophagus distension. So when we go ahead and do a GI series, we go ahead and get our materials, which would be a tube, a GI tube. We get a roll of tape that we're going to go ahead and use as a gag. We have another piece of tape here that we're going to use to help measure our tube. We have barium over here, as well as a syringe to go ahead and administer the barium. We have a trough, we have our markers, and then obviously our radio machine, and then we have our protectant for the scatter radiation. So I'm going to go ahead and measure Henry from his nasal cavity all the way down to his abdomen to make sure that we do not accidentally perforate his gastrointestinal walls when we're putting this down into his abdomen, because we don't want to, hurt him while we're doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and measure. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this piece of tape here to go ahead and mark off how far down into the abdomen we should be putting this tube. And then I'm going to go ahead and place the gag in his mouth. And then in place of his actual abdomen, we have a plastic baggie. So I'm going to go ahead and feed the tube into his mouth carefully until we reach that plastic baggie. And then I will know I'm in his abdomen. And then for this purpose, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I put it in the baggie so we don't make a mess with our barium. But if we were doing this in real life on a real pet, we would go ahead and do some radiographs to make sure that we are in the abdomen and in the place that we need to be to go ahead and do this GI series. When we're doing GI radiographs, we would take a set of radiographs to make sure that, over the course of time, that we are seeing the things that we need to see in different parts and times of our radiographs. So anywhere from 15 minutes to 4 hours over the course of time. It'll help show different parts of the intestinal tract as it's going down, all the way from the esophagus all the way out through the rectum, depending on how we are tracking that GI track with the barium. If it stops, then we know that we have a foreign body or some other kind of mass or issue going on that we need to look further into, but it helps to show what we're looking at as we go through. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and start administering the barium. I'm going to do that very slowly. I'm going to go ahead and do it, in this case, 20 mils at a time. And bear with me, this is a very long tube. This is just the tube that we happen to have at our clinic, so it's going to take me a little bit. Sorry, Henry. Making a little bit of a mess because, that's just what barium does. You're not doing it right if you're not making a mess. Baby girl. Baby girl. Just using a little bit of gravity to try and get some of this in. are full of barium. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my radiographs. So we're going to go ahead and do these like we would do any other, you know, abdominal radiographs. We're going to go ahead and do some laterals, left and right laterals, and then we're going to go ahead and do VDs of our abdomen. So I'm going to go ahead and turn out our light real quick, just so I can see our collimator. Position our patient. I'm going to go ahead and put our central collimation over our abdomen. I'm going to go ahead and collimate down. From our scapula all the way back to our pelvis. So we have our whole abdomen. I'm going to go ahead and put our left marker down. Down our patient, make sure we've got them restrained properly, and then go ahead and make sure our machine's good. Go ahead and do our left lateral. Carefully flip our patient. And change our markers. Go ahead and make sure that we've got them in the same position as last time. And we are seeing all of that barium inside of his tummy there. And then the right side. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my small trough. And I'm going to go ahead and put my patient on the trough and go ahead and center the abdomen once again. Go ahead and make sure that we have our left side marked. Restrain my patient. And there's my VD. All right, and that's my GI series. Thank you.